am Helen Graham, a Maryknoll sister who came to the Philippines in 1967. And ever since then, I've been teaching here in the Philippines. In the beginning, I was teaching in Dulawan, Cotabato, which was an interesting missionary experience for me, a different culture. And then I moved to IFRS and Maryknoll College for about 10 years. Well, I've had many meaningful experiences in the last 54 years, so it's difficult to pick out anyone. My first mission was significant. It was a very different culture in Cotabato with Muslims. Martial law was very significant for me because novitiate never trained me to do the things I did during martial law. And I don't have time in 5 minutes to tell you all, but I met, and other significant things are the people that I met. I met Nini Quezon Avancenia, who just died, may her memory be a blessing, during martial law out in the street. So we've been friends for that many years. So those are significant for me. I knew Pepe Diokno, I knew Lorenzo Tañada. Wonderful people in the Philippines that young people like you never could meet, and I was fortunate, see, fortunate. Most significant for me, of course, was my teaching, because I taught scripture to religious women and to seminarians and to brothers. Well, again, memorable experiences are the experiences I've had with my students, several of whom have become close friends of mine. Sisters, seminarians, now ordained, two of them are bishops. Memorable experience. Many of my memorable experiences were during martial law, you know, running away from the water cannons, hiding in the confessional, changing my shirt because it got wet with red colored dye, things like that. And meeting the people that I met. Those are memorable. I cannot forget meeting these wonderful people, you know. Even President Corey I met before she was president, of course. Yeah. I came thinking I had a gift to give. But my experience has been that I have received all the gifts. And I haven't given much, actually. I've received much. I think often of if I had stayed in Brooklyn, New York, what a different life I would have had. This was enriching. I've had most enriching time here, and I've received all the gifts, and I have friends I'd never have if I was in Brooklyn, New York. You know. They're from everywhere, all over the world. My students come from Vietnam, from Myanmar, from Korea, Japan, China, you name it. Even from East Africa, West Africa, even from Brazil. That's the experience I have teaching. It's not an academic activity as much as an activity of spiritual formation and spiritual growth. For the students and for me, because I also learn from the students. I remember writing on a student's paper once, "Your teacher has become your student." Her paper was so good. So where would I meet such people? Where would I have such an experience of different languages and different cultures all in one room? It's been a wonderful experience for me, a learning experience, which I'll never forget.